work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard.
Work. What's up, everybody, man? I'm D Gray. Today is the launch of our Whiskey Weekends. Man, this right here is about to be exciting, man. You about to get down into the brains of me, myself, D Gray, and my GOAT here, Caleb, the GOAT. Man, so, man, we excited, man, to kick this off, man. And we're going to talk a little bit about, man, some of the things you do in daily life, man. It's fun, man. As far as the drinking choices, the music that you listen to, some of your best activities you do outside of home, all types of stuff. But before we get into that, man, what a dope episode we had with Spence, man, a couple days ago, man.
Yes. That story of him on the phone with Andy Reid, and then he got that 412. He was like, wait a second.
The old my shark is calling, man. It's time to go bite. And he did just that, man. He hung that up on Andy Reid so quick, man. That's a funny story, man, because it makes you think back of my draft day when I'm sitting there waiting to get drafted, dog. I didn't really say this story before. I meant to say it to Spence, but I was sitting there and waiting to be drafted, man. I'm looking at the board. Isaiah Prince is still in front of me on the Mel Kiper board. Mm-hmm. I get a call like maybe third round, fourth round, and I get a call from the Titans. I get the call. Soon I said hello, you hear the commotion, and they hung up. And I was like, bro, what is that? Like, so I keep calling back. Like, I'm trying to get drafted. And they won't answer. And they text and say, sorry, just stay by your phone if we need you. But that was basically a mistake call, a butt dial. I was like, how do you, out of all these draft picks, you butt dial me? Like, come on, bro. Like, you meant to draft me.
They don't call on cell phones. They use like the corded phones and they dial it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, they said sorry. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, what? And I was like, no freaking way, because everyone was excited when we seen the Nashville number, man, pop up, man, at 615. I was like, yo, I'm going to Nashville. I'm going to the Titans. And they said, sorry, bro. As soon as I answered the phone, they already hung up, and they said, sorry, that was a butt dial. I was so mad, bro, on draft day. So it's a little different from Spence, but and then shortly after that, man, maybe 7th round, here come what was my man, Kevin Colbert calling. What's up, Mr. Gray? You ready to be a Steeler? And Tom hops on the phone. What's up, Dirty Terp? Let's go. Rah. Man, it was just a crazy story, man. So just to piggyback off of Spence, man. But what about a personality of Spence, man? That's a cool dude, man.
Yeah, he's super humble, and he's the impression I got. So he's ready to put his nose down and get to work. It's
definitely.
He knows he's got an uphill battle with the depth on this offensive line room. I personally liked finding out that he's taking the majority of his reps at right tackle, because I think tackle or center is probably going to be his best bet to make the team with the depth at the guard position.
Definitely. I agree with that, man. They definitely stout in the inside, man, with guys. They not just stout with good players. They stout with veteran guys that understand the game, man. That's going to be key anchors to that O-line, man. So, I mean, it's no shot at Spence say he's not ready to compete for that. Yeah. But it's a little slim to none that you probably won't make it on this team if you fight for primarily a guard spot. But man, him going in the wing of Chooks, man, that's good, man. Chooks has been a guy that's always been kind of down to earth, real quiet, just works his tail off, man. And now that he's approaching year 6, man, now he's a veteran in this league. And I mean, let's be real, he killed a lot of defensive ends in this league, man. And he had the word enough down to teach a younger guy now, man. I think Spence is going to learn a lot from Chooks, man. He's going to learn the good, ugly, and bad about this game, man. And I mean, take my hat off to Chooks, and also for Spence to understand, man, that when coming in this league, you have to learn, man, and play with your ears open and mouth shut for a little bit. And that's what's going to help you get through this league, man, and especially early on.
Yeah, and then, big shout out to Chooks. I know he doesn't do podcasts. We've reached out to him, tried to get him on. Yep. He was respectful and like, I just don't do podcasts. But if I did, you already know I'd be on. So shout out to Chooks. We love him.
Shout out to Chooks, the man, and man, that's great, dog. But yeah, man, I mean, I was just had to reflect back on the guy, man, just a humble guy that's ready to work, man. I was super excited to finally get him on there, and he's a DMV guy, so I'm a little biased to him as well. But man, Spencer, man, continue to do your thing, man. I know you ready for Latrobe, man. You getting your body geared up, man. So, man, we're rooting for you. Hope to get you back on here soon, man.
Yeah.
But with that being said, it's time to get right into the real show of Whiskey Weekends, baby. So today, man, we're gonna rank our top tier 3 music albums of all times. I'm gonna let my co-host kick it off first, man. You gonna give your top tier. How can I say this? Your tier 3 album, man, of all times. So that means the worst of the three. Worst of the 3.
Tier 3. So I know we talked about one of my personal favorite artists who passed away a few years ago, and Mac Miller. And I'm going to go with his first album. And before everybody comes and attacks me, this is my personal. This isn't of all time or anything. This is just my personal top 3. And number 3, I got the Kids Mac Miller 2010 album with Senior Skip Day, Nike's on My Feet, The Spins.
Senior Skip Day, I got to give it to you.
Senior
Skip Day was definitely a heavy hitter.
Yes.
It was definitely a heavy hitter, man. Definitely a heavy hitter, man. Mac Miller, know what's crazy? Mac Miller, man, I never really had the opportunity to actually really dive into Mac Miller, man. I mean, you always heard the bad things about people, man, and during his time, man, as far as like his out of the studio life, man, and what he doing his off time, man, drugs and all that.
Yeah.
So I haven't had the opportunity to actually dive into his music, man, and it's crazy that you put him as your tier 3, man, because I might have to dive into it and see a little bit more about Mac Miller, man, and see what the hype was about, man. So I'm excited to listen to it, man. And now I'm gonna go to my tier 3. If you ain't had nothing else to say about that,
yeah. All I was gonna say is I know this song isn't on that album, but another song you need to listen to is "Best Day Ever." That was my alarm waking up in high school throughout, because you just wake up and it's got to be the best day ever. That's one of my favorite songs by his. It wasn't on the Kids album; it was just a single, but yes, I would dive into it.
Now, with all that being said, I'm going to another late great artist that left us a little too soon a few years ago. My tier 3 album, man, of all time, I have to give it to the late great Nipsey Hussle, man, Victory Lap. Man, this album right here meant a lot, man. Just as I listen to a lot of them, man, I mean, you brought up one thing. Is that the album Grinding All My Life on here? 100% that's the album Grinding All My Life, man. I mean, it has so many touchy songs from Grinding All My Life. Last time that I checked, man, I mean, me personally, man, Victory Lap, the actual song, the Victory Lap, man, that was probably one of my favorite songs on the album, man. And it's crazy, man. Every time I listen to Nip, man, he gives me chills, man. So it's like I listen before the game, listen to everything about him as I love Nip's vibe, you know what I mean? Because he doesn't really care about being the best rapper alive. He cares about making an impact in the community for Black people, for all people to understand how to hustle and grind, how if your life started this way, it don't have to end this way. Like I started out with all these felonies and now I own businesses and giving Black people in LA opportunities to come work, man, and make money and feed their family and change their life around. That's why Nipsey's always been my favorite, you know what I'm saying, artist. You know what I mean? So, and this is way before he passed and everything. So I hate to give him the tier 3 because I wish I could give him tier 1, but it just don't work that way. Nip, love you, man. But Victory Lap, my tier 3 album.
R.I.P. to our tier 3s. R.I.P.
Tier 2. What you got, Caleb?
I got Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon. You got songs like, and this is also, I believe, the deluxe. So this one has like Soundtrack to My Life, great song. You got Simple
Day
As,
Night.
another great song. Day and Night, Solo Dolo. Solo Dolo is one of my favorite songs of all time. You got the Cudi Zone, Alive.
Pursuit of Happiness is a good one on there.
Yes.
This is a pursuit of happiness. That was a nice song, man. I remember that song, man. That's actually a pretty good album, man. I mean, I'm surprised that would be a tier 2. That would probably be a tier 1.
It was close.
Wow.
It was
wow.
close.
Wow. You got two pretty good dope albums, man. I really think this tier. I think this man might be tier one over those two. Like, sheesh, this a heavy hitter album right here, bro. Like, Kid Cudi is an infamous juggernaut, man, in this
Yeah.
world. Man, I'm saying when it comes to music, he might not have every award to show for that, but man, Kid Cudi's definitely well respected in the music game, man. So, hey, I can't really say nothing about that album. That was one right there. That was one. That Day and Night, man, that
Yeah.
came on every day before school. Like, that's all you heard. But my tier two gets spicy. Gotta go Young Jeezy TM 103, man. It was a hard one. I didn't want to do it. I wanted it to be my number one, but I had to be real with myself, man. I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I happened to let myself down and give that to the tier one. So this is my tier two, TM 103, Hustle Ambition, man. And I can listen to this from top to bottom, man. I mean, when I think about this album, I think about high school when I was in my prime. I would say when I was becoming who I am, D grade, a football player, when I was in the weight room grinding. Like, I just think about all the songs, Way Too Gone song. Think about like all that. We listen to Super Freak, all the coaches. And
Yeah.
I think about all the good times in life with how this song, these songs, this album was played constantly. And that's during my evolution of becoming, I'm saying, the great player I wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? Football. From every time we traveled on bus games, everybody had like a Bluetooth little JBL speaker and they cranking Super Freak or Way Too Gone or all we do song. Like, everything, man. It was just like, bro, all you heard with this. And it was like, man, like, I knew this album from top to bottom. Never had to skip it. Never had to skip. Like, and that's how I judge a lot of my albums, man. But I don't have to skip a song. That's a great album, bro. Like, from top to bottom, man. So that's my tier two.
Our tier two is some bangers. There's not many skips in those albums.
Man, tier three. Tier one. Sorry if I take it.
Uno.
Tier one. This is what everyone want to hear this one.
So for me personally, like you brought up tier two, that was in a point in your life where you were building yourself up for football and everything like that. So for me, this was right around the time I was getting to that age of 21. I was getting to that party age, and you might not consider this a party song, but this is what me and my friends that in the Air Force listened to when it first came out nonstop. We went to go to Kansas to go see him play in the middle of Wichita, and that's 2014 Forest Hills Drive, J. Cole. Because first things first.
Wow, a stud in the music game. Wow, a stud. I know people might kill me by this, but I really don't listen to J. Cole that much, and I don't know why, but it's almost like Kendrick Lamar. Those two guys like almost the same, and I'm surprised that I was thinking it was about to be Kendrick Lamar damn album because that was the infamous album that what everyone was just raving about, which was really, really good, man. From a I would say from an intellectual standpoint, it was really good. But this is an album that I'm like a double edge guy. You have to give me a good rhythm with a song, and it has to mean something.
Yeah.
It can't be like a good rhythm and it's just total nonsense in the song. Or it can't be no good rhythm and you just preach to me like I'm in church. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, like that stuff starts to get boring. But J. Cole gave me sometimes that vibe like, okay, he's just talking to me. Like, I feel you, bro. Like, Black Power, bro. Like, Kendrick Lamar, Black Power, bro. But it's crazy. But I mean, I totally get you, man, on that one, man. That's a dope album, though, man. But just because of some fact of J. Cole, man's accolades, man, just exceeds a lot of people, man. And he's gonna be definitely one of the greats to ever, touch a mic.
Yeah.
But my tier one, come on, Caleb. As we wind down our last minute and a half of this tier talk, whiskey weekends. Tier one, Carter 1, Lil Wayne. Oh my God, here, man. I could talk about this album all day, man. Carter, I said 1?
Yeah.
I meant Carter 2, My bad. Sorry about that. Carter 2, Lil Wayne. Man, Miss My Dogs, favorite song on the album, man. That's one of my favorite songs on the album. Literally, Miss My Dogs or Hustler Music. Man, it could go on and on about Lil Wayne, man. He's the best rapper to touch a mic.
I know the real reason why you picked it because, your favorite podcast co-host is a fireman.
Fireman, fireman. Hey, right. That's exactly why I did it. At least you agree with this, man. But once again, hey, that's it. That's it for us this episode, man. With Whiskey Weekends, man. Be sure to catch us every Friday. This is a special weekend right here because it's coming out on Saturday. So this is a little different. But all the rest of the weekends coming up, man, catch us Friday, man. We're going to drop new episodes of our tier talk and what our top favorites is ranging from tier 1 to tier 3. Man, but once again, man, I appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. Continue to rock with us, man. And let's have a little fun this weekend. Stay safe. Get an Uber. Don't drink and drive. Caleb, take us out.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment to the 3 Point Stance YouTube channel, Instagram page. I mean, just the Twitters. We're everywhere. We're everywhere. And you just come follow us. Let's build this thing up. Let's get this thing trending, you know?
Be sure to vote on the poll. This poll be up, man, real soon, man. Vote on the poll, man, and tell me what y'all think about our top tier albums of all times. I'm D Gray. That's my co-host Caleb the GOAT. We out. Be safe this weekend, y'all.